Good Tuesday. Nope, it's Wednesday. Good Wednesday morning. Just kidding. Gotcha. Glad that you're up with us here on 13 Sunrise, and glad that you're maybe starting your day with not so much of the severe weather that we're going to see later today. We do know we have some potential severe storms here across central Indiana, and we're going to let you know the timeline of that. But we see some joggers out there getting that run in early this morning.
Yeah, good for them. And you kind of noticed in this live shot of downtown, if you kind of look up to the sky through the buildings, a little bit of a hazy situation. So that's not fog, right, Matt? That's
Correct.
just more kind of the current conditions and maybe the storm system just waiting to move in.
It is waiting right to our west. It's so humid outside that's why we kind of have some of these low clouds. I mean, you guys feel the mugginess out there.
That's why those runners are there brave this morning
before the sun comes up.
Honestly, this is probably the best time to do it because we've got some rain and storms on the way. Generally after 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock is that main time window when it starts for the severe storms. Now this morning, most of us are dry, but we do have some isolated downpours that have fired up. In fact, they're along the leading edge of a warm front. That warm front's going to get us even warmer and more humid today. It's already sticky. It's going to get stickier. But those downpours are moving about 25 miles per hour to the east-northeast. We've got some coming in through Tippecanoe County. We've got some approaching Putnam County and farther west towards Clay County, too. We'll take a closer look at these. So here's Indy. We got these rumbles of thunder, some splash and dashers approaching Greencastle. So when we time these out, pushing out towards the east, they may get to Hendricks County here by about 45 minutes or so. Brownsburg closer to about 7:30-ish. Plainfield 7:30-ish as well. Maybe Indianapolis getting clipped by a couple of these. You can see the times closer to the latter half of the 7 o'clock hour, close to 8 o'clock or so. Then we'll head up north towards Purdue. I think they're just about to come into West Lafayette here in the next 10 minutes or so, but Delphi about 6:47 or so, and then Kokomo a little bit later, about 7:45-ish, give or take. So we've got a couple downpours to track this morning. Those along the warm front, but out towards the west where you have some open space still, more storms will fire up and come in generally after 2 o'clock. Coming up, we'll talk more about the severe threats. What can you expect? How will this afternoon play out? We'll break it down for you here in just a little bit. Let's talk about traffic this morning as you're waking up and headed out the door. Mostly dry conditions now, but we'll be watching those downpours, see if they make any impacts. But no crashes, no accidents out there so far this morning. Let's go ahead and take a look at some construction areas. Good morning, Wayne County. There in Richmond on the east side, you cannot get off I-70 in those eastbound lanes. You're looking westbound, so headlights headed east. Here's the exit to hop on US 40. You're trying to get to the Cracker Barrel. You can't do it from this one. You want to get off either towards the Union City exit, back off towards the west, or maybe even Chester Boulevard. But you cannot get off of I-70 going eastbound right now. They're doing some construction there on the ramp. And then this live look in Carmel. Good morning, Greyhounds. This is US 31 north at Main Street. If you hop on Main Street, you go east, you'll head all the way to Prairie View Golf Club, where today we're wrapping up the boys high school state finals for golf. Could be an isolated downpour. We're tracking them. There could be some lightning strikes. Could be a little hairy this afternoon. We'll keep a close eye there for golf championships. Julia.
Thank you, Matt. Well, this morning at 6 a.m., police say they now have a suspect in custody in connection with a double shooting on Indy's southwest side.
This happened late last night around 9:30 on Stanley Road near State Road 67 and Canby. Police were called over reports of a shooting. When officers got to the scene, they found 2 people had been shot. They were taken to the hospital, we know, in critical condition.
Police now tell 13 News that shooting started as a fight between neighbors trying to sell a car, and it quickly escalated and the suspect started shooting.
As you know, when you introduce firearms with alcohol and neighbors, how sometimes there are tensions in neighborhoods, that produces a very violent ending sometimes, as it did unfortunately tonight. Thankfully, the victims appear like they're going to be okay.
So right now we are still checking to see if those victims have been released from the hospital. We were told at the scene, even though their injuries are critical, they are expected to survive. We're also working to find out if the charges will be filed against the suspect today.
Well, at 6:04, we have an update this morning on the calls for Mayor Joe Hogsett to resign. Now, another city-county councilor is joining others calling for him to step down.
Yeah, this comes, of course, after several women have come forward alleging Hogsett's former chief of staff and campaign manager, Thomas Cook, sexually harassed them. Matthew Foltz is in studio this morning. And Matthew, is this something city leaders knew was coming last night?
So we sort of expected this to happen. Last week, Councilor Krista Carlino told reporters that she was considering it. Now she is the fourth council member to openly call for him to resign. Now, Carlino made that announcement last night during the city's Administration and Finance Committee meeting. There, we were told, or they were holding a meeting, I should say, to vote on payment for legal fees tied to the investigation of harassment claims against former Hogsett campaign manager Thomas Cook. Now, before that vote took place, audio was played from cell phone recording by Lauren Roberts, who was removed and escorted from the June 9th council meeting after exceeding her comment time limit. You're seeing some of that video play out right there. Now, she's one of the women claiming sexual harassment against Cook, and after that audio was played, Carlino called for Hogsett to resign, plus Council President Bob Ostley and Vice President Allie Brown.
When you know there are individuals who are bringing illegal activity and toxic activity into the work environment, onto the campaign environment, and yet still bringing them on, hiring them and retaining them time after time, it's really a dereliction of duty, and that's why I'm calling for resignations.
Now, Hogsett did release a statement following last night's meeting saying that he has no intention to resign. It reads in part, quote, "I remain committed to continuing the important work we began nearly a year ago to ensure the confidentiality and safety of every employee." And of course, you can read that full statement right now at WTHR.com.
So Matthew, this is now the fourth councilor there that is calling for the mayor to resign. But the question is, does the council have the power to actually remove him or have him step down?
So we looked this up this morning, and under Indiana law, the council does not have that power. So only the Indiana General Assembly and the courts have that power to remove a mayor. Of course, this is something we'll continue to play out to see if other councilors will chip in or chime in their thoughts. But again, as you heard that statement, Mayor Hogsett says he has no plans to resign.
So it could be just a little more symbolic by the city county councilors at this point. Matthew, thank you.
Well, a woman's arrest leads police to finding nearly a dozen guns and drugs here in Indianapolis. The IMPD Crime Task Force arrested Anna Turan Marino after they say they witnessed her performing a drug deal. After her arrest, police say they searched her apartment and found 10 guns, machine gun conversion devices, and more than 2 pounds of narcotics. They also found $1,900 in cash. Now, Turan Marino is facing multiple charges, including dealing and drug possession.
Well, several hundred people took the opportunity to get free legal assistance to set them on the path to a second chance. So the prosecutor's office hosted a workshop yesterday to help Hoosiers address issues like suspended driver's license and filing that is, for expungement. Now, getting those issues taken care of can greatly expand job and housing opportunities for individuals. This event opened early at Gamebridge after hundreds were already in line waiting for the help. The prosecutor's office staff and volunteer attorneys stayed an extra hour just to help those people.
I think it's amazing, and I wish they'd do it more often.
I mean, you know, if you're having that issue where your license is messed up or you got criminal history that's holding you back, I suggest you come and try it out.
Now, a lot of people there yesterday, so the ones that were not able to get help yesterday but still waited will get priority status at future events this summer. We will, of course, keep you updated on when those workshops will be held. Well, a big heads up for drivers. There are more lane and ramp closures coming to the northeast side. So they will be along 465 through that clear path work zone and scheduled to begin Friday night at 9 p.m. So NDOT crews will close the eastbound exit ramps to Allisonville and northbound 69. The Keystone exit on 465 East will also be closed, and you can expect closures along Binford as well. So be patient. Well, right now the Pacers are preparing for a pivotal Game 6 in the NBA Finals tomorrow night.
Yeah, they're trailing right now in the best-of-7 series, 3-2. So the team is already making a trade ahead of next week's NBA draft. The Pacers have agreed to trade their first-round pick this year to the Pelicans, and in return, they will get a first-round pick in 2026.
The Pelicans also will receive the rights to Mojave King. He played for the Indiana Mad Ants G League team. So the Pacers are getting back a 2026 pick they had traded to the Raptors. in a deal for Pascal Siakam. Did you get all that?
I got it.
Okay.
This is what we all want to know, though. What's going on with Tyrese Halliburton? We are learning that he is getting an MRI right now on that strained right calf. It's according to ESPN insiders. After Game 5, head coach Rick Carlisle said that he was confident Halliburton will be playing tomorrow night. Hopefully that is the case and he's able to get back on the court. We know we'll need him to force that Game 7.
Yes, and here at home, we got to get that done. Thank you. Well, hey, the Fever, they picked up a home win over the Sun last night, 88-71.
We'd love for that to be the only thing that a lot of people are talking about, but it did not come without some heated moments during the third and fourth quarter. The first happened when the Suns' J.C. Sheldon poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. Marina Mabry came in and shoved Clark. 3 technical calls were filed from this incident. Clark got 3 free throws out of it.
The second heated exchange happened in the fourth quarter with just 40 seconds left to go in the entire game. Sheldon made a steal, then went for the hoop. Right there you see Sophie Cunningham. So she was called for a hard foul there, and obviously then a little skirmish between all the players. So Sheldon did get up quickly and then got into that shoving match with Cunningham. Cunningham, Sheldon, even Lindsey Allen all ejected from the game last night.
We'd love to put this behind us. So up next for the Fever, the Golden State Valkyries. It is a late game, so tip-off is at 10 o'clock Thursday night. It's a San Francisco game, so you can watch that one right here on WTHR. 6:11 this morning. Hey, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Julia. It feels soupy out there. We have some low clouds, just kind of steamy weather from the heat and humidity. That's going to be used for storms later today. In the meantime, we've got a few downpours, a few lightning strikes. They're hit or miss. We'll track those. And then later this afternoon after 2 o'clock, severe weather's on the way, level 3. We're going to time it out for you when we're back in 2.